Today's story centers around a Game of the Year contender and potentially lies that surround the Xbox Series S. Oh, what could go wrong here today? Well, let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Alrighty, so today's subject matter is gonna be a little divisive, and that's all to say the least. And I can already see the groundswell that has appeared online over this exact issue. But to kind of lay the groundwork here a tad, then give you the good stuff later on, let's rewind to about 4 months ago, when Black Myth Wukong released as a PlayStation exclusive title. Since its release, we covered this story prior to that ever so elusive Xbox port of this game. And the cliff notes there is, the Xbox Series S is the console to blame. And there has always been conflicting reports over this matter, and Game Science themselves put out a statement citing optimization problems for the holdup. Then this led the general public to assume that the Xbox Series S is the problem once more, and it's just simply not powerful enough to run such a game. Now, this doesn't mean the game can't run on the console at all. Rather, it's just gonna take a little bit more time and effort to get the port optimized for the Xbox Series S. Now, Xbox themselves heard all that and they didn't stand idly by. They actually put out their own statements, which they alluded to the game having some type of exclusivity deal with PlayStation, and that the deal itself wasn't revealed to the general public. Now let's bring in Paul Tassi, where he had this to say. Quote, "A source with knowledge of the situation has told me Black Myth Wukong is not currently on Xbox because of an exclusivity deal, and it is not delayed because of any sort of technical issue." Now after that, he posted up this here update, which apparently came directly from an Xbox spokesperson. Quote, "As we have said before, we're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong on the Xbox Series X and S, and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our platforms. We prefer not to comment on the deals made by our partners with other platform holders, but we can confirm that the delay is not due to Xbox platform limitations that have been raised to us." Honestly, top to bottom, I have never seen a more bizarre situation centered around one game, which we're gonna get into more of that later. I mean, is Game Science lying or telling the truth here? Or does Xbox really think this is because of an exclusivity deal? Well, let's fast forward to more recently, where this conversation has fired up once again. And this is all where the game director released this here quote. "Although there were no big surprises, I still felt a little emotional after taking all them Steam awards. Everyone's fighting power is so terrifying. But the only thing missing is the Xbox port. It seems a bit wrong, but that 10 gigabytes of shared memory, without a few years of optimization experience, it really can't be taken down." Now, I just want to say there, that quote was taken off the Reset Era forums where it was translated, so it's going to kind of sound a little messy. But as it stands right now, that appears to be direct blame on the Series S once more. It honestly just seems like a yo-yo at this point, basically hearing both sides to this all, and apparently that just contradicts what Xbox said, but we got more to get into. Now, Jed Cordon from Windows Central also chimed in on this matter, which, honestly, this is just spinning my head even more. Quote, "All I know is for certain is they told Xbox there's a deal in place, and Xbox believes there's a deal in place. I'm reporting what Xbox believed to be the case, at least back when I did my original report. They have also so far declined to refute that." This again just adds more confusion around this title, but the only through line is, no one at any point in time is refuting the idea of this exclusivity deal, which is a key thing to keep note of. Xbox didn't refute it, Game Science hasn't refuted it, and PlayStation, for this matter, hasn't spoken publicly about it at all, at least to my knowledge. I really don't know who's telling the truth here, but it seems like there could be one major misunderstanding between Game Science and Xbox, which could be entirely possible. Or someone is bending the truth here in their favor to kind of shield themselves. Now, to kind of back all that up, Phil Spencer himself won't share what he truly knows, and this is all coming from an interview in September from GameFile. Now, he was basically asked here if Black Myth Wukong is coming to Xbox at some point. He basically said, yeah, I do know. They asked again, are you getting it? Then he kind of just laughed and said, I can't announce that. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I even got a clue as to who's right or who's wrong here, but at the same time, there's a good possibility both sides are kind of telling the truth in some way. There very well could be a deal in place, and there could be problems with optimization. Let's not forget Game Science isn't this massive studio who has all this experience, so this could likely be the case. Am I saying that's 100%? Probably not. Honestly, I don't know. Don't take my word for it. But I do think somewhere something got lost in translation. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys, the smarter people here. Who do you think is telling the truth, or what do you think is the case here? But that about does it here. I've been K-Lo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.